In this edition of the Gears and Beers event on Lake Havasu Live, we're going to jump back 60 years. A whole lot of you are not even born yet, but before you saw the light of day, there were two really interesting vehicles roaming the streets. We're going to look at a 1951 Shoebox Ford and a 1953 Australian Ute, both on the Boulevard for less than $20,000. I'm Tom Tellis of Tellis Communications, bringing you the Gears and Beers Custom Classic Car event from the Southwest Custom Classic Cars collection. First up, at $19,999, this is the vehicle you want if you're looking for a real buy, the Shoebox Ford. And now, the details directly from the owner.
51 Ford Shoebox, kind of hard to find. I couldn't find anything that was decent in California or here in Havasu, so I went ahead and went to Illinois. I bought it off the line out of Illinois and had them ship it out here. As you can see, I started doing body work on it, and me and my wife decided to move, so I decided to just sell as is. Since I've had it, I put new interior in it, and I put a different transmission in it. It had an overdrive transmission in it. I didn't like the way it shifted, so I put a C4 transmission in it. Did the interior last summer. It's got new headliner, new seats, new carpet. Carpet was done here in Havasu. Seats I had done someplace else. Headliner was done here in Havasu. It's got a 302 Ford motor, 4-volt carburetor, and the tires are the same tires that came with the car. The chrome is the same. Like I say, it was a car like was in progress. I was planning on going completely through it, but ran out of time, and now we're moving out of Havasu, so the area we're moving to is not a very good area for hot rods, so we decided to go ahead and sell it. It doesn't have any mufflers. It's got side pipes, and they're hooked up, so the thing is pretty loud. But here in Havasu, that don't matter, so I never worried about hooking up mufflers to it. It's going to be worth some money, whoever completes it. A lot more than what I'm selling it for, because like I say, you can't find it.
Our second choice today, again from the 50s, is a milestone vehicle. Not only is it right-hand drive, but it's built in Australia. It is also made by Ford and is the vehicle that began the Ranchero and El Camino face-off in the 1960s. Asking price for this piece of history is $19,500. This is a vintage vehicle you will not miss when it rolls down the boulevard. And for utility value, which is where the word Ute came from, this Ranchero El Camino precursor has an 8-foot bed. Listen to the owner and take a look at our 1953 Australian Ute.
Yes, it's a 1953 Ford mainline Ute from Australia. Don't know when it came over here. There's some stories out there, but it's a rare one to be over here. And actually, they're getting rare in even Australia to have these cars. So it's right-hand wheel drive. It's got a little 302 with a C4, 8-inch rear end. That's all newer running gear in it. Well, Haggerty, when I insured it the first time, they have to appraise it for an insurance reason. And they took all the pictures of underneath and the, inside, outside, and said it would be worth $25,000 is what they want me to insure it for, because it would be at least worth that. And then I had an independent appraiser through a hot rod shop that does appraisals too, and he said it would be worth $25,000, if that would be the market that would bear. That's an Australian-made tarp. Now, that also has an 8-foot bed that goes up underneath the back seat, solid oak floor underneath it, or some kind of hard wood. And the only thing on the outside that is not original, except for the paint, would be the skirts in the back. The skirts is an aftermarket. Drive it on weekends mainly. I have more than one car. This is my favorite because it is unusual, especially with the right-hand wheel drive. And it's got a C4 trans, 8-inch rear end underneath it to make it go down the road a little bit better on freeway driving. Yes, UTE stands for utility over there. And looking it up online, they started these in 1929. Women wanted to drive to town in something better than an old truck. They came up with a version of a car with a pickup bed where they can pick up their supplies to go back out to in their farms and so on and so forth. So they still make them today.
Less than $20,000 for either vintage vehicle takes you instantly back to the 1950s. Just two of the truly amazing vehicles from Southwest Custom Classic Cars. We cover over 100 miles of the Colorado River classic car community from Laughlin, Nevada to Parker, Arizona. Thousands of cars. Pick the one you like and send your bid by email to highbid@southwestcustomclassiccars.com or grab your phone and call our garage hotline at 928-733-2999. This from the Lake Havasu Boulevard, featuring vintage cars from Southwest Custom Classic Cars. And with that, we're done with the gears. It's time for the beers.